We should still get back to Azer. Make sure they know that they're all. Okay, take two. We should still get back to Azer. Make sure that they're all right, Kel says, brushing the dirt off her pants. I was wondering if Kel was male or female, because it seems like in this game they keep pairing up male-female pairings constantly. And since Kel and Ilya are pairing, I thought they were doing the same thing, but apparently not. Yay. Who knows how many of these portals are spontaneously opening? They might be overwhelmed. Alright then, Tarkin agrees. Let's head south. Well, hold on, Ilya counters, holding up a hand. If we go straight south, we'll pass right by a city's southern outpost. We'll risk being seen, maybe even stopped. It's better if we avoid it. Tarkin rests his hands on his hips. There's no problem with being seen. The people at the southern outpost know Q and I. We can get by fine. Don't forget, we were just exiled, Q pipes up. Plus, they won't recognize Kel and Ilya, which might be an issue. It's highly unlikely they would have already heard about your exile by now, Kel says, stepping up to the side to stand next to Tarkin, offering her support. Besides, it's the most direct route. Azer needs our help as soon as we can give it. We don't know for sure that Azer is under attack. Ilya folds her hands in front of her resolutely. I think it's safer to swing out to the east. We can visit our sister village of Fane when we go and make sure they're alright as well. Okay, so we know for a fact that there are people at the outpost fighting a thing. And we also, especially because I am playing as Ilya, I want to go with Ilya's thing. Because, again, we don't know that the city is under attack. It's a whole city, whereas the little village of Fane, which you can see on the map up here, little Fane, is not necessarily going to be able to protect itself nearly as well as all of Azer would be able to. In fact, there is no... Oh, no, there is an Azer on the map. So the issue is we're up here. We're debating either going here or going all the way like that. I don't know why we can't just go through here, but apparently we can't. You want to see the whole map? Okay, maybe. Boom, the map. Let the forest clear it. Again, we could just go like that. That would be nice. Going all the way around seems like a lot. There's definitely going to be an encounter either way. We know that the southern outpost is fighting stuff. We don't know if Fane is fighting stuff. Let's go to Fane. Read section 79. Okay, Tarkin concedes. You know these words best, after all. While we're in Fane, we can pick up more volunteers and supplies anyway. It'll be worth it. Ilya steps up to the front of the group and begins to lead them to the southeast, away from the top of the southern outpost where it looms above the tree line. As they travel, the forest floor grows softer, and the trees thin out as they begin to pass into swampland. The air is heavy and still, with only the buzzing of insects and their shuffling footsteps disturbing the silence. Ella leads confidently, using a stick when she needs to part a prickly bush in their path or sweep aside low-hanging branches. Why, is that little dark one? The group turns as one to face the unexpected voice and see an older woman picking her way through the undergrowth toward them, one hand braced on a walking stick and the other braced on the arm of a younger woman with starlight silver hair. Indira. The last time I saw you, you were just a little boy, the old woman says. Tarkin squints his eyes and slowly a childhood memory begins to float to the surface of this woman he once knew. Young Magda? Tarkin blinks and shakes his head. What are you doing here? Your mother was just by my shack not hardly an hour ago, Jan Magda explains, her deeply wrinkled face pulling into a smile. It was nice to have a visitor. Even nicer to hear her finally making a move against the witch who drove me out of the only home I've ever known simply for daring to dabble in magic she was too frightened to attempt. She told us to head south to meet you all, Indra adds. What are you doing this far east? There's a village near here, Ilya steps in to answer. We're just coming to check in on it. There's been void portals opening up everywhere. Probably wise, Jan Magda says with a sage nod. I feel a dark energy emanating from the southeast. I can feel another to the west of here, around the direction of the south post. South post is in danger? Tarkin gasps, but Ilya cuts him off. We're closer to Vane. Our top priority needs to be making sure the villagers there are safe. Add envelope 9. Add both of the mages there to your Aza barracks. No. Shoot. Well, some cards are falling. That's gonna just happen. This is a thick envelope for 2 mages. Yanmagla! Devour magic. Activate during your main phase. Cast a spell prep to an open incanted breach 3 times, and reset that breach to its starting position. So you can see that those 2 breaches are special incanted breaches. Encounter breaches have no special effects. But, I mean, hey, cast a spell prep to it 3 times. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of spell magic going on there. But then you have to reopen it. Indra does not have a 1 or a 4 breach, so very lesser magic. Read the backside of additional rules. Reanimate magic. Activate during your main phase. They cost 6 charges for this thing. Cast up to 2 spells from your discard pile. You may destroy a card in your discard pile. When you cast a spell from your discard pile, leave it where it is in your discard pile. So she can only ever have 2 spells, but then if you get the 6 charges, so you cast a spell for turn, get the 6 charges, cast the 2 spells again. That sounds pretty useful. And then you can destroy a card. I think I'm going to leave both of these behind. As well as these breaches. And keep going with Ilya for the time being. Envelope 9, all empty. Sure looks like it. Boom. Whoops. Hey, wait. You're supposed to be banished. You're the Gravehold stuff. Open deck YI. Boom. Add them to your Aza barracks. So, I guess these are... These are just the starting cards. The special starting cards that they get. Boom. When you're ready to begin the next game, read section 77. The village of Vane is built half in and half out of the swamp, each of the small, carefully disguised houses edged with stinging nettles and ringed in thorn bushes to dissuade any casually roving nameless from coming near, while also almost entirely hiding their existence. Without Cal and Ilya guiding them, the mages would never have managed to stumble across this tiny, isolated settlement. They would have been even less likely to find it, considering that the entire village sits utterly silent. No smoke curls from the small chimneys, no warm lights fill the windows of the assorted huts. The only sound that cuts across the clearing is a sucking sound of the mage's footsteps as they trek through the swampy mud. I don't like this, Ella says, slipping her hand down until it slots into Kel's and squeezing tight. As the group steps into the village, they catch sight of a gigantic purple void portal, easily twice as big as the last. Black flame ripples up and down its edges, smoldering silently, a doorway open with no resident in sight. Tarkin glances around, his shield already raised, but he doesn't see a nameless. A door creaks open from one of the houses, and everyone jumps, rushing into battle formations. But instead of a nameless, a figure walks out, wearing a dark hood and carrying a heavy leather book embossed with glittering runes. "There you all are," says the figure with a cheerful smile on her voice. "I was beginning to get bored." "Where is everyone?" Illa snaps, taking an aggressive step forward. "Evacuated to the south," the woman sighs, as if it is the greatest inconvenience of her life. "Frankly disappointing. At least the people in New Gravehold bothered to scream. I need a bit of commotion, or else no one is even going to know I'm here. Oh well, I sent one of my favorite children to meet them there. Poor thing is still grieving. He'll properly appreciate a good hunt. What did you do to the people of New Gravehold?" Tarkin growls at the exact same moment that Kill demands, "What did you send after our people?" Now, don't be jealous." The woman waves her hands, long sleeves billowing with the movement. "Brahma's followers have helped me make plenty of children, so there's enough to go around. And I still need to make sure that they're strong enough to properly challenge you. With that, the woman spreads her arms and monstrous creatures of all shapes and sizes begin to slink out from doorways, tripping out from beneath the slant of roofs, shouldering their way out of the void portal until the village can hardly hold any more. Do try to put up a good fight. Even with her face covered, the mages can feel the woman smiling as she runs a hand down the spined back of one of her monsters. Find sticker sheet 3, section 5, and add these enhancements to your Acer Barracks. Now you can spend experience on enhancements. It's just more relationship stickers that we're not using. So, experience on enhancements, that's fine. Build the supplies and custom Acer Barracks following the rules, blah blah blah. But open envelope 15 and deck BR. Boom. Follow the setup instructions on the back of the Nemesis mat. Construct the Nemesis deck following the deck construction rules. Be sure to use as many upgraded Nemesis cards as possible. So, Bishop Return. Oh, wait a second. I know these cards. Oh, I know these cards, alright. It's time to face our old friends. We spent so long getting to know them, haven't we? And now, they're back. Once again. Defend Fane from Bishop Returned. Lost your first game, record it, then discard power tokens, group gains to experience, then replay. In the second game, read a section, otherwise read a section. So read blah blah blah. Let's fight! Okay. Bishop Returned is back with its named and unnamed minions. It's a really good thing that we're able to do so well against it, because oh my gosh. The Alicia's, it gets a Nemesis token. Once it reaches 5, it'll basically get a new minion into play, and then go back down to 1 Nemesis token. And if it runs out of cards, it takes all of the discard minions and just keeps at them permanently. So if we could find a way to flat out destroy a minion, that would be great, as opposed to, just making them be discarded. Or say, have them all out and just keep silencing them like crazy, then it won't really be able to do anything. But if this thing decks out, which it probably will, that's not the end. But it's going to start being really bad for us really fast. So let's, I guess, start up this game, starting with our very own special, what's the map? Starting with, start the game after supply is set up, boost 2 cards from the supply. So let's move our map up here, boost them, and now, let us begin with our own turn. Okay, cool. We'll prep a shared heart and pay for buying this here brimstone battery. The way it destroys the card in the hand or discard power, the cost 3 or more boost this. Or attaches to a breach, but if it's actually, we can't necessarily use this yet, but we can start destroying our crystals at least. And then eventually I'm sure we'll get something fine that we can start destroying. Alternatively, we'll grab a douse. What do we get? What is this? A void steel vein. Gain 2, discard this, blah blah blah. Deals 2 additional damage. Gain 2. I say douse, right? Because a lot of these don't necessarily have 3 health anymore. Brimstone battery versus a douse versus a nebula shard. Let's go for the battery and start slowly destroying our crystals and sparks and stuff. And then 5 to get this back, and then Nemesis turn. Nemesis flips up. Earth! Persistent, any player suffers 2 damage. We need that to die. Thankfully, it's our turn. Deal 2 damage to it. Bring Earth. Actually, wait, let's use a more earthy colored die. Down to 3. That's not the end of the turn, though, because we can still prep and pay 3 by an Aether Ripple. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boop. Goes to Nemesis turn. We suffer 2 damage. Damage that I feel like mentioning we don't have a good way of removing yet. Oh gosh. KO the leaders. Persistent Grateful suffers 2 damage and add a 5 token. But that is the end of the Nemesis turn, and we're about to take like 2 turns. So let's go and I say deal 2 damage to the earth because of the fact that we can't heal ourselves. We can heal Gravehold. We can't heal ourselves. Okay, and or discard pile. And then we can pay for and grab, say, a Douse. I really want to save up for a Paradigm Flux. You know what? Screw it. Or I could... Okay, you know what? What am I getting next? I'm getting more of all of the same stuff. Destroy a crystal. Buy another Aether Ripple. And the turn like that. And then... Yeah, probably should have just got the gemstone that buff stuff. But then it is our turn, and we can definitely prep both of these spells, and then pay 3. Let's just grab more Aether Ripples, because that's worth more money down the line. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can more or less see what cards I'm getting just by like the looks. We're getting 2 Sparks, we're getting that spell that deals 2 and gives us some money. We got our battery again. We can destroy the Ripple. You might want to just destroy the Ripple, actually, and then it'll be fully there, and then Gravehold can start gaining life back, and our turn. Okay, cool. Deal 1 damage to that, deal that damage to a shield. So, kill off the earth. Destroy the earth. Remove a shield, and then use this to remove another shield, but we get a money token. And... yeah, considering so many things have lots of shields, the spell that deals damage twice is actually very useful right now. Prep a spark, use the battery to destroy... Actually, no. Don't prep this spark yet. Destroy this Aether Ripple. Boost this. So that's been used. Unfortunately, 2 is not enough to do everything that we want to do. But we can at least use the 2 to get that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bonk. And then going to Nemesis turn. So Grateful suffers 2 and add a fire. And then flip up a card. The Unknown Shadow with Persistent Unleash. But it won't unleash just yet. Unleash it. No. Okay. Deal 1 damage to break this shield. And then deal 2 damage to that thing to bring it down to 1. And give ourselves an extra money. And then we can prep our 2 spells again. And spend our 4. We could buy another battery and start working towards building up that and getting that ready to go. We don't necessarily have to build up Gravehold that quickly, but I say instead let's buy this Douse. Or we could buy, or we could buy a battery and start removing this stuff. If we had 5, I would definitely say buy the Leviathan shell because that is useful. We don't have 5, we're not be getting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Nemesis turn. So Gravehold suffers 2 damage and add a fire and then unleash. So this is definitely getting 1 on there and some extra damage to our little home. And then, ooh, fire. Persistent Gravehold suffers 3 damage. That's unfortunate that it ended up that way, but we are taking a few extra turns. Honestly, we could have Gravehold keep suffering a bit of damage. It's our turn though, so deal 2 damage to the Unknown Shadow, bringing it down to 2, and deal 1 damage to the Carrion Raiders to destroy it. And then boom, boom, spell. Okay, so let's do Brimstone onto this one. So whenever we cast a spell from this breach, Gravehold will gain a life. And let's prep a spell to the breach. And let's use these 3 crystals to buy another Aether Ripple. Aether Ripple is going to be our main source of income for a little while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely taking the next turn. Cast says deal a damage, Gravehold gains a life. This thing is dead. So now there's only this little thingy to worry about. We definitely have multiple spells that we want to prepare, but we can't actually prepare all of them because we don't have the money still. We have 2 instead of the 3 that we need. So let's do that. Yep. And then let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe we should try destroying one of our sparks. What do I think? I think that definitely has promise potential. Because, oh my gosh, we already have too many spells. At least we're going to have too many to do almost something with. But Nemesis turn. Gravehold suffers 3. And then flip the next card. Devil's Pact. Okay, we do not lose prep spells. Gravehold can suffer 5. Unleash twice, the players collectively lose 3 charges. I'm going to unleash twice, because right now the unleash is like 40% of a monster. And then we'll leave it at Gravehold suffers 5 or a player suffers 5. Hopefully we get... because we don't want to take 5. We don't have our own healing. We could make Gravehold suffer 5, but we could also survive by making Gravehold constantly taking more in the future, because hopefully eventually we'll have... oh my god. I don't know where my blue marker went off to, so... my black marker is very, not very good. But oh well. Unleash twice, and the players lose 3 charges. So I lose all my charges, and it's at 3, but that's the end of its turn. Now it's our turn now. Could destroy a fire token, but I think I'm going to just deal 5 damage. I say get rid of the fire. Douse the fire. You know how it goes? We get a money token. Gravehold still heals 1. Boom, boom. And then we can still prep 2 spells and use 2. 1 from that Aether Ripple, 1 from this crystal, to still buy ourselves 1 little charge. We need to get another battery to start destroying these. That's what we need. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it goes to our turn again. We'll deal 4 to the boss and have Gravehold heal and get ourselves 2 money. And then we can prep more spells here. And now we have 5, so let's just grab this Leviathan shell that we were wanting. This is worth at least 3 right now, but I don't know, if we can play other gems or relics, then it can be worth more, but for the time being, it's worth at least 3, which is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means we can also start using it to open up a breach, which would also be useful. Not a Nemesis turn. Nemesis is going to take a turn later on. How many spells do we have in hand? We have 3 spells in hand, but only 2 monies to buy stuff with. So let's deal 2 to the boss and heal Gravehold for 1 again. Almost all the way back up to full. Once again. Boom, boom. Keep that in hand. Spend 2 to get 1 more charge. Keep that. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we flip on over Nemesis, which flips on over Blacken. Unleash twice, 4, 5. That's going to do a thing. Hold on. At the end of the Nemesis turn, if there's 5 or more, it does a thing. Okay, so the end of the Nemesis turn. Unleash twice, Gravehold suffers 5. No big deal. And if there are 4 or less fire tokens to the location on the map, add 2 fires. That's unfortunate, but overall we're okay. We're okay. We really gotta start working on fire removal. Oh wait. End of turn. The bishop has 5 more Nemesis tokens. Reveal the top 2 cards of the Nemesis deck, place a minion into play, discard the remaining, then it loses 4 Nemesis tokens. So we get either Aether or the Unknown Fusion, and then it loses 4, so it's down to 1. Any persistent any player suffers 1 versus Gravefold suffers 3. I think I'd rather have the Gravefold suffers 3 because Gravefold can be healed and we cannot. Let's deal 5 damage, but I'll destroy the Dows. So bring it down to 6 life left, and we lose a fire, and then we can do all of our other things. So we still have 3 spells that we want to do. So we can spend 4 and we can focus a breach. We might as well. Oh, that's right. Gravefold is supposed to heal 1. That's a thing. That's a thing. That's a thing. 23. We prep our 3 spells. End the turn. Draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3. Plus 2 sparks. 4, 5. That's fine. Shuffle. The turn order deck. And our turn again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And give ourselves 2 energy tokens, which we probably should have gotten again last turn. And Gravefold heals another 1. Up to 24. And this thing is also dead. If we can just stay on top of all of the minions, that's okay. We can prep these 2 sparks, and we can also use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I buy another Leviathan shell? That's the big question here. I think I kind of want to buy another Brimstone battery instead, because that, I mean, a Leviathan shell, yeah, if you play 2 or more other gems of most, it costs 0 more, then it gets whatever. Another Brimstone battery to keep healing Gravefold, but Gravefold is so right now. Whew, I'd almost rather just work on opening a breach, but we don't have any of our special breach opening things. Kind of want to just get a more douse. I think I'll buy the Leviathan shell and hope to start pumping it, even though no. I'll just spend 4 and get the battery, because then I can start destroying more crystals and getting the things I actually need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 money. See? And it's our turn again anyway. So we can deal... We only have 1 spell to really want to prep. So let's deal 1 to the boss and heal Gravefold for 1. And then we can go and prep this spell and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is still not quite enough. We need 7 for a thing. Lightbringer Staff, I can just start also destroying things. But I also can just remove fires that way. Could also have ulted off, I guess. Nemesis turn. Okay. To discard, spend 8. Power 2. Unleash twice. The player with the lowest life suffers 4 damage. That player becomes exhausted because of this. That mage is severed. Oof. Nemesis goes down by 1. And it flips over a new card, Water. Starts with 0, but persistent unleash and it gains a shield token. We might be able, if we can just kill it before it does that, that would be nice. Oof. Okay. Deal 3 damage. Get a money token. Bring this down to 6. And then... Okay, wait. Brimstone Battery. So 1, 2, I could at least get a charge. Brimstone Battery destroying an Aether Ripple would give this a charge, and I can prep 2 spells either way. Either way, I can only prep 2. At least, and then can't start working on Gravefold yet. And that is still only doing that much. See, I think get the charge for the money, And then prep these two. Boom, boom. Did I actually, wait, hold on. Did I heal Grateful just now? I don't think so. Boom, 26. And then use the battery, use this gem, get that charge, keep this in hand. Oh wait, that gets boosty boost. Yikes. 2, 3, 4, 5. Drats, don't have the money to pay for that. But what I can do is deal 4 damage to that thing, bringing it down to 2, and get myself 2 money tokens. And then prep. Oh, right, also Grateful gets healed. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I could destroy those. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know that 2 of those are Leviathan shells. It's not going to be doused. Probably not going to be spells on there. So I think Lightbringer's Staff destroying these crystals. Because, yeah, I can't afford the 8. And then just use the 2 to buy another charge. And then go to next turn. I mean, if I can get some more Leviathan shells, that would be nice. Whoops. Yeah. If I get a second Brimstone Battery to keep healing Gravehold, then Gravehold won't really need to care about anything in particular when it comes to taking damage. It'll still have to care about fire, though. So unfortunately, unleash twice. Boom, boom, and then this will also unleash and get a shield token. So let's shield that. And bring it up to 4. Player with the lowest life stuff is 4. But I'm not dying because of it. That's important. I'm still up and kicking. Good. Not losing this character so far. Ooh. We're at level 3s already. What? As long as there are at least 2 options remaining on this card. Cross out the option you chose after resolving this card. So unleash 3 times. Grateful suffers 6 or any player suffers 5. With the Brimstone Battery, we can deal with Grateful suffering a bunch of damage. We can't deal with us suffering damage. I say unleash 3 times. 4, 5, 6. Bring it up to 7 for the time being. We'll cross out the unleash 3 times, because that's probably definitely going to be bad. And we want to keep the Grateful to suffer 6 damage as an option, because that's probably going to be fine for the future for this to pop up as. But then, this loses 1, 2, 3, 4. This goes down to 3. Pull up the top 2, and it gets a minion from among these. Resistant, any player suffers the damage, discards, or Grateful suffers 2. Grateful can suffer 2 damage. Grateful can suffer a bit of damage. It will be fine. And now it's the Nemesis turn. Unleash again. This goes back up to 4. This gets a shield token. Grateful suffers 2. And we get to flip a card. To discard, spend 8, power 2. Unleash twice, Grateful suffers 4. Any player destroys the top 4 cards of their deck. Not the worst thing. Especially now that we know we're taking 4 turns in a row. So we can deal 3 damage. Okay. Deal a damage, deal a damage, deal a damage. 1, 2, 3. Also Grateful heals 1. Like I've been saying. Wait a second. Where's our hand? Dude, where's our hand? 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. And then 5. And then we're not playing enough high costing things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still can't afford the really big, fancy, expensive spells, but we can still afford to buy. We could afford 2 Aether Ripples. Do we want another staff? Brimstone Battery, I think we're fine without. Actually, we probably have a lot of spells in the deck right now. So let's use 4 of that. No, we don't even need to use 4 of it. Let's use 2 of it. to ult ourselves, reveal the top 4, place any number of spells sway into your hand. 2, 3, 4. So let's prep these 2 spells and leave Brimstone Battery and a crystal back on top. You may prep spells to close breaches this turn, and you prep up to 2 spells to each of your breaches this turn. So prep that, and we can prep that, and then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4. And could buy another Brimstone Battery, don't want to. Let's buy another Douse, because we're going to need to get rid of all of this misery, pain, misfortune eventually, one way or another. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to our next turn. So I'm fine with Grateful suffering the 2 damage constantly, but I will either ripple. Wait, I used up all my pink dice. Gain the 2, deal 4 to the boss, 1 to this thing to kill it. 4 to the boss, Gravehold heals 2. See, Gravehold is doing fine. Even just with 1 Brimstone Battery, Gravehold is doing fine. And then, okay, the player destroys a card in their hand or discard pile, and if it costs 3 or more, boost this. So I think I'll Brimstone Battery and destroy this Aether Ripple, just so I can boost this card. And then prep spell, or do I even prep the spark? You know what? Prep spell to this. Use the staff to destroy these 2 cards, this crystal and this spark. And then, yeah, it's mostly just this. And we can use these 2 to buy 1 little charge. And just like that, with Shared Heart on the Gravehold booster, and then the Brimstone Battery can start getting itself ready on there. So 2, so deal 2 damage to the boss, and heal Gravehold. And just like that, everything is doing lovely. Prep that there to start getting rid of fire. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I just want to buy more Leviathan shells? If I get a bunch of Leviathan shells, then they can start prepping off of each other. Sure, fine. Let's buy another Leviathan shell. Let's toss all this together. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the turn after we're getting. Oof. Like we're gonna staff to remove those 2 or something. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this. Take another extra turn. Oh, that's right, there's this thing. Probably fine. Deal 3 damage, but then I'll destroy this to remove a fire and Gravehold heals. So, a whole bunch of stuff happening all at once. We got spell, we got spell, we got spell. We can put another battery down underneath here. And I say use the staff. Do I want to destroy both the spark and the Shared Heart and the hope and the feeling? Yeah. Destroy both the spark and the Shared Heart with the staff and prepare spell to spell and put that there and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knowing that I still have these 3 other cards that kind of also should all be removed as well. I'm basically planning on just leaving that Phantom there and just Grateful suffering, 4 damage per deck. I can make it heal as much as 8 per, cycle. So deal 2 damage to the boss. And then just... Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can hold on to that spell. 1, 2... Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to hold on to that spell. pay 8 for that spell, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leave that like that. Go to next turn, Nemesis turn. Gravehold suffers 2. That goes down by 1. And then we can flip up the next card and say power 2, the player with the highest life suffers damage equal to... At least that won't sever me. But okay, way to put a time limit on things. Gee, I can't even force it to be discarded. Okay, geez. Okay, so that would be... I guess I should partial prep this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I make that, it'll be another 8, so I get another time. Fine. Tremor, yep. Heal Gravehold for 1, deal 2 damage to the boss. Keep using all of the pretty dice for everything, and then I run out of pretty dice. Use this staff to destroy this and remove a fire token. And then I can prep this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then since I've played 2 or more other gems or relics, it costs 3 or more this turn. Boom and boom. Boost this, and then gain additional 1 for each boost mark on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Buy another of this, and remember, this Leviathan shell gets boosted. I wanted to boost the... If I can get like every Leviathan shell boosted once, that's better than boosting half of them all the way, just for the sake of, for the next round, these 2 will be at the bottom. So if I can boost all of them once, then all of them have the boost, as opposed to having to dig through half the deck before I get to the really good ones. And I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nemesis turn. Okay. Gravehold suffers 2. So Gravehold will suffer a total of 6 damage and destroy the top 4 cards of my deck. So destroy these 2. This Leviathan shell that has 1, and this Entangled Tourmaline. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the cards of my starting deck are all gone. This is my deck. It's like 6 cards. Gravehold suffers 6. But that is gone. This goes down to 1. This gets flipped just a shade. Any player suffers 3. That's going to hurt. Go to end. This flips, and it's either the Nyx of Burning Bone. It's the Nyx of Burning Bones. Persistent, unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 2 out of fire. We gotta kill that thing. But we do get this turn. And we will get the next turn. So let's say cast, I'll deal 6 damage to that thing, bring it down to 9. If this is spell that costs 5 more, blah blah blah. If this spell that costs 4 less, blah blah blah. Nothing. But Gravehold does heal 1. So that's always good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can prep both of these spells. I kind of want to keep getting more Leviathan shells, especially since I just lost one. So let's buy a Leviathan shell. Even though I don't have enough Leviathan shells to pump my Leviathan shells yet, if I buy another one, I will. 3, 4, 5. So this is my hand now. Go to turn. Cast deal 6, then there's a spell that costs 4 less prep to adjacent breach, so I'll gain a charge. So 6, and then 7, 8. Bring this down to 1. And Gravehold heals 2. So that's always nice to see. And then I can prep this, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could get the Paradigm Flux to move up to 2 shield tokens from minions. I think I just want a whole bunch of Entwined Tremors, don't I? At the moment, kind of do. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can buy a Leviathan Shell and an Aether Ripple. Put that Leviathan Shell there. So this is the 5 cards that I get, and these 3 I do not. Yeah. So I had bought the Aether Ripple, and that would have been like that. there, and then shuffle. So I'm about to die. That's just the thing. As soon as it takes another turn, I am dead. But that won't quite be the end all be all here. Let's deal 6 damage to the Shade, because killing that thing is going to start being important soon enough. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can focus this breach, get a charge, boom, boom, boom. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still have a few crystals left. I need to get another Lightbringer staff to start destroying these. If I can get a turn, I can at least destroy both of these. Yes! Okay. Oh, wait, shoot. Sorry, I should put this here. Boom, to get 2 charges. Boom, boom. Destroy the Shade. Use one of these to destroy the Nyx of Burning Bones. And use one of these to... Actually, do I need to... Sure, deal 2 damage to the boss. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't necessarily need that, because I can just buy another Entwined Tremor. Although... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could just buy an Entwined Tremor and everything would be fine, and also prep this. So don't do that. Gravehold only heals 1, boss takes nothing. And then spend all the 8 on another Entwined Tremor. Maybe I should also start looking to buying a Brimstone Battery to start removing all of these Ether Ripples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Too many spells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to start looking to getting the batteries. And then, Gravehold suffers 2. I lose all of my life. But, that's not the end all, folks. Because according to the rules, the player's life is reduced to 0. Wait. Because according to the rules, if a player's life is reduced to 0, that player is exhausted. But, solo play. You don't lose the game when you're exhausted. Instead, you lose the game when Gravehold has 0 life. Otherwise, play the game as normal. Resolve the Nemesis Unleash effect twice. The Unleash effect twice is just, it gets 2 counters. Player becomes exhausted during the Nemesis Unleash effect. Finish resolving the Unleash effect before that player resolves the effects of becoming exhausted. Exhausted player destroys one of their breaches, discarding any spell prepped in that breach. Now, it doesn't say it has to be an open breach. Just destroy a breach. Done. Destroyed breaches can be returned to the box. There's no way to regain a destroyed breach. The remaining breaches stay in their current positions. The exhausted player discards all of their charge tokens. Oh well. The exhausted player continues to participate in the game as usual with the following exceptions. Exhausted players cannot gain life. When a card deals damage to the player with the lowest life, it deals that damage to the non-exhausted player with the lowest current life. When an exhausted player suffers damage, instead deal twice the amount of damage to Gravehold. This includes excess damage when a player initially becomes exhausted. And then if all players become exhausted, the game ends immediately and the players lose. But that doesn't happen in solo play. Otherwise, that card would just be dumb. The highest life total dies. So gameplay just continues. I lost my charges. Oh well. Unleash 3 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's collectively discard the 2 most expensive cards in hand. Add 2 fire locations. My 2 most expensive cards in hand are 2 Entwined Tremors. Unleash 3 times, and add 2 fires. And then this goes away, and then this goes from 7 down to 3, reveal top 2, nothing, boom. When Nemesis card Whippage on the Nemesis stack is empty, shuffle all of the minions in the Nemesis discard pile face down to form a new Nemesis stack, then draw a card from the Nemesis stack. The rest of the game, when a tier 1 minion enters play, Bishop Returned gains 2 Nemesis tokens, and when a tier 2 minion enters play, Bishop Returned gains 1 Nemesis token. So this is going to change the game a little bit, but we'll still be fine. Go to next turn, or turn. So we can deal 6 and get ourselves a charge token. 7, 8, and heal Gravehold for 2. And then I can spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, I do get a charge token. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking, I'm caught between brimstone batteries and douses. Or I could just get a Lightbringer staff, and that will also get rid of fire as well. But yeah, for the rest of the game, any things that deal damage to a player are twice as effective now against Gravehold. But Gravehold can still maintain. Gravehold can hold on somewhat. Gravehold can hold on a little bit. I also could just grab another Brimstone Battery and start opening up this breach, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, but that costs 3 to start focusing it. So can't quite work on that. I guess I could just get a charge and 1 battery and start working on getting rid of Aether Ripples, but Aether Ripples are still helping right now. I think I do want to get rid of Aether Ripples though, so let's get this. Let's put these away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be able to put another check on one of these things again. And then go to Nemesis turn. So Gravehold suffers 2 damage. And it flips up another new minion. Any player suffers 1, which is the same thing as this. Gravehold is going to suffer 4 per turn. But now it's our turn. We can deal 2 damage to the big ol'... That's gone. 2 damage to the big ol' boss and heal Gravehold for 1. It's not like Half-Life. We'll be fine, right? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could definitely buy another Leviathan shell and start working through those. It would be nice to get a Lightbringer staff just to try to destroy these crystals, but we didn't do that. Could also focus a breach and start working on that because it feels like we're going to be needing that soon. But let's buy another shell. We got this. We good. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got this. We good. I don't think that... I don't know if that ability stacks. It would almost make sense if it did. Like, you keep making it through the deck and it keeps bringing out cards faster and faster. But we get to a point where, like, it flips over a Nemesis, gets, like, 10 tokens, flips over, flips over, flips over, and that would just be a way that the game would just be over, I suppose? I don't know. The Nemesis card would be drawn, the Nemesis deck is empty. Shuffle all the minions in the Nemesis discard pile face down from the deck, then draw a card from the Nemesis deck. For the rest of the game, when a Tier 1 minion enters play, gains 2 Nemesis tokens. Additionally, that it gains 1 Nemesis token. I don't think it's supposed to stack, but it's... yeah, it's unclear. There's a spell that costs 5 more prep to adjacent breach, deals 2 additional damage. So, I'll just kill this. And then deals 6 to the boss. Gravehold heals 2. Gosh, we really should start keeping an eye out on those fires. We want to get them down below 2 if we want to get the extra special benefits, right? Okay, so let's Brimstone Battery and destroy that card. And then we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can pump up both of these cards. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Prep this spell. I'd almost say just grab the Lightbringer staff. Yeah. Grab the staff. Put all of these away. How do I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that won't see anything. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That won't necessarily see anything that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our turn again. Don't necessarily have to hit the boss right now. But I'll do it. Deal 6 damage. Then I'll prep this spell and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And grab another Lightbringer staff. It holds at full health, so everything is fine. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is perfect. And then our turn again. Yes. Deal 2 to the boss, and we'll get 1 energy. I can absolutely just prep these 2 spells. Use and destroy this to remove a fire, and then also upgrade one of these shells. I'm just picturing like a 10-cost spell that's like deal 0 damage, plus 1 damage for each upgrade on this, and like the entire art is just like 20 or 30 like upgrade circles. But with like no actual pay to upgrade it, so you have to use one of those like enhancements. It's like upgrade this card, and just over and over and over again, just keep upgrading it. And eventually, it's a 10-cost spell that deals like 30 damage. You just have to get it there in the first place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just open this breach and actually prep one of these spells to this breach. And be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And no, it's our turn. Nemesis taking 2 turns in a row. So this would be 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 6. So deal 15 damage to the boss. Bring it down to 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Use the Lightbringer staff, destroy a fire, and then use this brimstone battery. Do I just destroy this entwined tremor just for the sake of filling out this battery? Destroy the entwined tremor, fill out this battery. So I'm probably going to win in like 2 turns anyway, but let's buy another staff just in case they try to be tricky on us. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, not as good. Oh, wait a second. Could destroy a card in graveyard. So, yeah, let's get rid of one of the grave cards. And do that. Yeah, perfect. Easy. Probably won't matter. Nemesis turn first, so Gravehold takes 2, but also Persistent Unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 2. Gravehold took 2 from the Unknown Phantom, and then takes another 2. This goes up by 2. The Gravehold suffers another 2, so that's 4, and out of fire. Oof. And then it even flips over another card, which is Persistent. Gravehold will suffer 6. So Gravehold's if the Nemesis goes, Gravehold will take 10. If the Nemesis goes twice, and they flip up a thing that deals an extra 4 to Gravehold, we lose when the boss is at 1 HP. Oh, right, also, I forgot, because, boom, this goes down to 1. Any player suffers 1 damage to discard the most expensive card, or unleash, and this gets a shield token. Let's keep the water. And it goes to Nemesis turn. So Gravehold will suffer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus this unleashes again. So Gravehold suffers 10. Gosh. And it even added another fire just to add insult to injury. And then fire. but Sis and Grateful will suffer too. And then, okay, it's our turn. So we could end this right here and now, but then there'll be 3 fires and we don't get as much experience. But Grateful is going to be constantly taking extra damage, and we can't cure the fire right away. So I say we just end this, finish off the baddie, let that be over. Ow! The masked woman snarls as her final monstrosity falls beneath the onslaught. Furious, she opens her thick leather book and begins to flip through the pages, frantically looking for something. No, no, she mutters. This cannot be as powerful as they become when fully named. This isn't going to be nearly strong enough. Now you tell us who you are, Q demands, stepping forward and lifting her claws threateningly. The woman laughs high and reedy in her throat. No, I don't think so. There's still so much to do. She turns and rushes toward the void portal, still pulsing behind her, laughing as she goes. Q lunges for her, but misses, and then she's too far away, already leaping into the portal. As it begins to close behind her, she turns around and calls back through it. And don't forget to tell your Zahana I said hello. Did you say Brahma gave her those creatures? Throw at us? Kel rounds on the group, her face growing red with rage. No, that can't be right. Tarkin kneels to the side of one of the felt monsters, poking at its remains. It looks like just a normal void creature, as far as he can tell. She hates the void. She wouldn't work with it. But it wouldn't be the first time her closed-mindedness has driven someone far enough into the darkness to become a monster, Yan Magda says, and Q looks away, unable to meet her gaze. Horrible woman. Kel shivers and spits on the ground. Run your first game against the bishop. Your group gains 4 experience per player. Right? Otherwise, gains 2 experience per player. Either way, do not spend this experience yet. So, if you really want to game the system, you could totally lose your first game, get the 3 experience, win the second, gain 2 more experience, right? Get an extra experience point for losing first and then winning. Either way, do not spend it yet. But there's also the game with backwards booklet. Write the number of fires on the Fane location, then discard all fire tokens. Play this game twice with the higher number of fires. We did just fight our second nemesis of the Aether campaign, but first let's write this stuff down. We read section 65 just now. So affiliation, A-Z-E-R, nemesis, bishop, S-H-O-P 2. Passage number read at the beginning was, I don't even remember. Passage number read at the end was 65. Number of fires was unfortunately 3, so we don't get the extra experience, but we did win. And the location was Fane. F-A-E-N. And then read section 55. Let's put this marker away first. We need to take what we can find intact here and then go to the southern outpost. Q turns away from the open air where Void Portal had just been. Yeah. And marches past the rest of the group. What? Kel turns to face her in shock. Did you not just hear what she said? The people of this village are fleeing to Azer, and some monster is going there to ambush them. And you don't think the same thing is happening to the people of the southern outpost? Q throws her hands up in the air. These portals are opening everywhere, and Yan Magda already sent someone coming from that direction. Southpost is closer and might need our help sooner. She's right, Indra says softly. We can't abandon anyone. Fine, Kel says, tossing her head. But let's be quick about it. The sooner we get down to Azer, the better. The group travels quickly through the forest, but just before they reach the southern outpost, Kel grabs Tarquin's wrist and tucks him backwards. Careful, she says in a hushed whisper. That's a centipede ahead of us. They're a very feral, dangerous animal. Hold on, that's Rip! Q steps forward, ignoring Illa's warnings, and pats her knees invitingly. The smooth, featureless head of Raza's constant companion pokes out of a bush and lets out a happy squeak. Rip turns and waggles his tail, a clear invitation to follow. Topgrin and Q hurry after Rip, and, after a moment's hesitation, Cal and Ilya follow as well. It isn't long before they emerge into a clearing and spot Raza herself sitting on a heap of metallic armor. Rip rushes up to his master and headbutts her happily, waiting for pets and scratches. Raza waves at the mages as they approach. "Thraxer," Q says with a gasp, and at the heap of metal beneath Raza shifts a bit and lets out a groan. "Raza, what are you doing?" Raza shrugs. "I caught him wandering around here all suspicious and voidy, and I thought maybe he was the traitor mage." "Zahana is the traitor mage." Q steps forward and reaches out to try and help Thraxer up, displacing Raza from her seat. "This is Thraxer. He's an old mage of Gravehold who has turned into a nameless and is regaining his sanity." "Oh, I get it," Raza says, and screws her face up tight in confusion. "No, wait. I don't get it at all. Zahana is a traitor? Why?" "Exactly because of people like Thraxer," Q explains as she gets Thraxer to his feet and helps him straighten out his helmet. "Zahana's methods might be a little misguided, but all she's been trying to do is get Brahma to acknowledge that there is room for a middle ground beneath our world and the void, between our room and the void." Q touches the black scales on her own face gingerly. "It's not so black and white as tradition would have us believe. Plus, we're trying to stop New Gravehold from opening all these void portals that are pouring nameless into our world," Kel adds. "Your way of life is unsustainable, but Brahma won't listen to us." "Huh," Raza crosses her arms. "That all does sound pretty bad." "I came back from the void," Thraxer says, his voice slow and halting. "I came back to tell you. There are portals opening everywhere. Zaxos went to Axer." "Zaxos is working with you?" Raza's eyes widen. He's not evil. He just wants to understand the void so he can defend better against it," Q answers. "It's half our world. We ought to understand it." "I'm all for connecting with another half, even when it seems scary." Raza scratches the side of Rip's neck and he rubs his head up and down her side. "Especially when it helps us kick butt. What do you need me to do?" "Open envelope 8. That's what I need you to do. Open envelope 8. And I'm just realizing. Whoops. At the Major City, Azer Barracks, open deck. Okay, wait. Thraxer! Big old hulking beast. What the flip is with that first? Hold on. Thraxer's one breach is the memory breach. When a spell's cast with a memory breach, focus any player's closed breach with the lowest focus cost. Interesting. Sever Reality. Costs 6 charges. Activate after the turn order deck is shuffled. Reveal cards to the top of the turn order deck equal to the number of opened breaches you have. Return those cards to the top of the turn order deck in any order. You may place the top card of the turn order deck in the turn order discard pile. Oh! So in single player, if you can get, say, a second open breach, and I think all the breaches are set to be as hard as possible to open, yes. But cast a spell a couple of times. If you can open up, you can start opening up your breaches. Then you can, as long as during your own 4 turns per turn order deck. Oh gosh, yeah. If you can get the 6 charges, then when the deck gets shuffled, reveal the top however many, put them back, and then just get rid of a nemesis turn. So instead of going 4 turns to the nemesis 2, if you do this right, you can go 4 turns to the nemesis 1. You can just decide to do that. That kind of a power would be so useful in single player, where you actually have 4 turns to try to build up charges and a lot more turns to build up breaches, as opposed to say 4 player where you get 1 turn to try to do that. With only 1 turn to try to get that done, you're not necessarily going to be able to build up the 6. And even if you do, that would be your entire turn, just build up the 6 charges. But in single player, Thraxer could be a beast. Wow. Yeah. Take your 4 turns. build that up, get some breaches open, and then just, wow. Okay, so Razra. Train Rip only costs 4 charges. Activate during your main phase. Destroy a card with Rip in its name in your hand. Gain a card with Rip in its name from the personal upgrade deck that costs up to 3 more than the destroyed card and place it into your hand. Or return to your hand all cards with Rip in the name that you have played this turn or that are in your discard pile. Return to your hand all cards with Rip in the name that you have played this turn. So, depending on how good the Rip cards are, if you could charge 4 times with Rip cards, then you could just get them all back to your hand, replay them, get them all back. So I'm guessing that Rip cards can't give you charges. I'm guessing Rip cards are like spells only. So Rip cards could give you charges, or else like draw you cards to potentially get charges. Yeah. Every breach starts out open. Focus any player's breach at the lowest cost on cast. Gosh, okay. I'm so tempted to switch to Thraxer because I think that power could be completely busted OP. Yeah, because just get some cards to open up breaches, get cards to give you extra charges, just make sure that every 4 turns you get the charge. The Nemesis only moves half as often. I mean, that's if you get lucky, so yeah. Focus all of your breaches as fast as possible. Get all of your charges. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll switch to Thraxer. I'm sorry, Illa. But, gosh, Thraxer. Let's get this. Okay, that flies well. Let's get rid of you. So we have our little party. We have our little breach. That's envelope 8, so we can get rid of that envelope as well. Open deck TR. Add them to your Ace of Barracks. So, looks like this is like starting cards. And all of that stuff. So, boom, get rid of these. So what does the Waxer get to start with? 3 crystals, a cleansing quartz. Rip, help, gain a charge. Oh. Again, boom, boom. Focus your close breach with the lowest focus cost. You may destroy a card in hand. Uses blah, blah, blah. And then Rip, go. Focus any ally's breach. That ally gains 1 charge. So, if you just Rip go and 2 Rip goes and 2 Rip helps, focus breach, gain charge, gain charge, gain charge, gain charge, and you just can keep cycling through them. And if you could get an extra 1 Rip card, any ally draws 2 cards, silence a minion. Yeah, just Rip protect. Rip scout, gain a card that costs 4 less than the spot bound, place on top of the attack. Rip attack. Any ally may prep a spell in hand, Aeon. Cast up 2 spells prepped by any player, so it's cast to deal extra damage. Any ally gains 2 charges that may destroy a card in hand. May destroy. Gain 2 life, allies collectively gain 3 charges. So, effectively... So, Razra... You start with 1 Rip help... Okay, you only have 2 Rip cards. Okay, you don't necessarily have 4 like I was hoping. So start with 2. Gain a charge, gain a charge. But if you can build it up enough to get 2 Rip guards, then allies collectively gain 3 charges. Allies collectively... Oh no, there's not 2. Whatever, a Rip guard and say a Rip eat, even. Gain 2 life, allies gain charges. Or even, shoot, what's the card? Yeah, get a Rip guard, gain 2 life, allies collectively gain 3 charges, and Rip protect, any ally draws 2 cards. So play both of those, draw 2 cards, silence a minion. One of those 2 cards hopefully being like a crystal that gives you 2 monies that you can then use to... Yeah, you can just go infinite with it. Yeah, you just go off like that, and then and that's just it. That's all you have to do. And you can regain back all of your life as well. Or suffer 2 damage, place a power from the Nemesis deck that's in play into the Nemesis discard pile. Again, gain as much life as you want, and then just keep drawing through your entire deck every turn. In single player, that's busted. Even though gain 2 life, allies collectively gain 3 charges, even just Rip Guard with Rip Help, if you get both of those, boom, gain your 4 charges, use it, get them back. You can still gain all of your life that you want, because you can just, do that. Oh yeah. Use Rip Guard with Rip Go in solo to just focus all of your breaches all the way open. And upgrade Rip Go to Rip Protect, and any ally draw, and then just draw your whole deck every single turn. As long as you have enough gems that give you monies. Rip Patrol. Gain a Cleansing Quartz. Gain 1, or if you have focused or opened a breach this turn, gain a spell that costs 4 less than the supply. Okay, so what is this? 3 crystals, a cleanse. So, crystal, cleansing quartz, spark with a deck of crystal, spark, and spark. Easy to it, nothing to do it. I'll get this all prepared before we need to go through again. Find sticker sheet 6, section 1. Boom. And add these enhancements to your Ace of Barracks. Find sticker sheet 6, section 2, and add sticker G to your rulebook. Conjure. When you use the conjure effect of a card, you look at the top card of your deck, then you may prep it face down to one of your opened breaches or closed breaches focus this turn. Face down cards prepped to breaches are considered spells that cost 2 Aether and have the text cast deal 2 damage. When you cast one of these cards, place it face up your discard pile. You may look at face down cards prepped to your breaches at any time. So you can just get extra spells. If you can just conjure enough, add to the rulebook. Page 23, so boom. Right, not quite there yet. I'm guessing this is the glossary. Yes. Oh my gosh. And foam. Got it. Set aside all of the upgraded basic Nemesis cards from the Nemesis deck. Okay, where's the Nemesis deck? Whatever, set aside all of the upgraded things. Sure. Open deck AZ-FA. Oh! Add all of the upgraded basic Nemesis cards to the Nemesis cards you have set aside. Oh yeah, you always use this many, blah blah blah. Banish the Bishop, return Nemesis Mat and all Nemesis specific cards. There are 5 more fire tokens, banish other cards, so there are 8 or more, banish other cards, add the remaining cards from this deck to your Ace of Barracks along with supply cards from this game. Many unbanished mages have 7 stickers, blah blah blah. For any game there are 2 or fewer fires, place an extra card. Unfortunately, we didn't get that because there were 3 fires. Ready to begin the next game? Read section 7. We're not yet ready to begin our next game, so instead, we're going to deal with all of these. Okay, a couple extra cards, and also new cards for the supply. Star Glass costs 3, gain 2, or conjure. Okay, so like we had said, conjure gives you an extra spell. So if you just get a bunch of Star Glasses, you can make a proper deck. Actually, so that's not so bad, especially since I think this character wants to cast, right? Because, yeah, focus any player's breach with the lowest cost on cast. So whenever you cast from the breach, that's a good thing. So we definitely want conjure stuff. Galvanize spell. Well, prepped once during your main phase, you may conjure. Cast to deal 2. So, cast for 2, and it's like, okay, so you can prep it, and then conjure. So it's basically 2 spells for 1. Mortar's Bone. Focus one of your breaches or conjure. You may lose one charge to do both. We're definitely going to be dealing with a lot of charge stuff, but we definitely want to focus our breaches, and conjuring sounds like exactly what we want to do, so Mortar's Bone sounds good. Then Temporal Strike, a spell. Well prepped, when you cast a spell that costs 2 or less, conjured spells cost 2, it deals 1 additional damage. You may return it to your hand. Cast, deal 4. Okay, so I'm definitely going to look at all of this and prepare for exactly what kind of a build I want. Oh, that's right, we also got a few stickers. We have 5. We'll be able to put a thing in. Suppose you cast it costs 5 more, deal additional damage. Once per turn, you cast a spell at 6 or more, gain a charge. You may spend 2 to remove a fire token on a crystal. We do have things that get rid of fires. You may spend 2 to conjure. Play a crystal, play another crystal, just keep conjuring spells. Spark enhancements. Destroy this. That's still my favorite. At the start of each player's first turn of the game, that player gains a card that costs 3 or less from the supply pile. For a supply pile, that's cute. Start of each player's first turn of the game, that player focuses one of their breaches. That's also cute. 2 spells may be prepped to this breach. Oh gosh, I want that. When a spell is prepped to this breach, you may conjure. So prep it, and then get a free spell. We only have 5, so we don't have the 8 needed for this, but I so want that one. Just open breach 2, and then just prep. Just especially when I have, say, a brimstone battery on there, because then I can just keep casting more and more things. So I think I definitely want to save up for this over anything else. And with that, let's end off this episode. I'll focus on cleaning up everything, and then next episode we can deal with Section 7.